Nobody can stop me, nobody can hold me, nobody control me.
Welcome back to the MVPs podcast, Match Views and Perspectives. I'm your host, the King, accompanied by Frank White.
Yep.
Now, we're here to tell you this here and now, point blank period, on April 24th, 2024. We will not, and I repeat, we will not be watching any more AEW. We can't do it, bruh. We just can't. We tried to give the show a chance, man. We did. Again. And every time we tune in, the shows be trash. And don't be making any sense. At all. Pains me. It really pains me. Okay, let's start from the top. So first, we opened the show with the best friends, Trent Beretta, Orange Cassidy, and Chuck Taylor. Trent attacks Orange Cassidy and tells Chuck Taylor to also attack him and says, hey man, this dude made his sidekicks, made his background characters. He ain't do nothing for us. Meanwhile, he been getting belts. And you know what, Trent? You are right. He has been getting belts while y'all been in the background. Y'all should have stomped this nigga out. But Chuck Taylor don't care and decides to attack you anyway, so he's going to be on the side of Orange Cassidy. Meanwhile, you like the bad guy even though you spin facts. So, hey man, it's alright. We'll understand one day. And that's how we open the show, with best friends.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's how we open our AEW show after this pay-per-view, with best friends. That's how we do it. Cause, dear God, bruh.
Once I seen this is what was starting the show. All right, so I didn't watch it. This is when I flipped the channel. The playoff game was just starting, and it was a new episode. It was I don't even know if it was new, but it was an episode I hadn't seen before of guys' grocery games. So I tuned into those while this was going on because I don't care about the best friends. I barely care about Orange Cassidy. Like, there's a place for gimmicks such as this, and don't get me wrong, Orange Cassidy can be solid. You know, he's over as a face. The crowd can't get behind him, but it's just like he gets old really quickly, at least to me. So like, yeah, it's like I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, how are you guys not tired of this already? That's the first thing. As far as the best friends, I've never given a fuck about those guys, like ever. It's I can't I can't give a shit about them. Like I'm nothing on the whole like, oh, we just wrestle because wrestling's fun and this is, my dream and passion and this is what I want to do at wrestle as wrestlers. Basically, wrestlers who are just wrestling to be wrestling, they don't have any charisma, they don't have any story behind them, there's no gimmick, there's nothing. They're just there. That's why I don't like these guys. So yeah, this whole fiasco, whatever was going on, I tuned out. What'd you glean from this?
What I glean from that is that Trent Beretta can be a standalone guy, and I hope he beats up both Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor, because both these dudes suck, and Trent's got it all right. So, shout out to Trent.
Maybe you can. We'll see.
Hopefully. I mean, they're not going. Tony Khan not gonna do nothing with that.
I,
Let's see.
I,
Next
I,
up, to start the show with a match, we start out with our new AEW champion, Swerve Strickland, versus Kyle Fletcher.
Oh my god, bro, this. Oh my god.
Now,
Okay,
they have a decent match. It's just my thing is that when I saw the card for tonight, it said Willow Nightingale Championship Celebration, and I just
first
thought,
of all,
I go ahead.
I agree with you on what you're saying. My thing is this: your top guy in the company, who's like your top face, gets the biggest reactions, all of the above that you want from your top guy, the top face you have. He just won the title Sunday on your premiere show to start the first episode of his, first few days into his reign. You decide to start with some bullshit with Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, and then he has the opening match on the show. What the fuck are we doing here? And as and alluding to the point that you were getting ready to make, supporting that is why there's a on the on the leading up to this, what they were previewing for the episode was a celebration for Willow Nightingale winning the title. Why is that not being done for your biggest face? Why is that not being done for Swerve? It makes no sense. Why is he the curtain shirt match, bro? And then it's with the most unknown of nobodies. And then this is your main guy, your main champion, and you're having him have them this long drawn out ass match with this dude. No, I just seen Swerve before he was champion have essentially a squash match with Evan Bourne a couple months ago. Why the fuck is he, as the main champion, having a 15-20 minute match with this fucking unknown ass dude? That is stupid. Well, he has an ROH mid card title. Fuck ROH.
Turn up.
You're AEW. This is your main guy. I don't think people understand when you're presenting a champion, they're supposed to be presented a certain way. And when it's the main guy, you have to present him in a very grandiose type level. Swerve shouldn't have even had a match tonight. If anything, what you should have been doing was booking, okay, who's next up for Swerve? Instead of just randomly putting him in a match, let alone the opening match of the fucking night. That's stupid.
So, speaking of booking matches, so all right, I got the car and I got everything, got my notes, I got all that, lined up. But I kind of want to just jump to this part real quick because I just have to because we're on the topic already of it. Now, normally when you watch these shows, you watch it on mute as you should because commentary is terrible. But commentary later on today, when they have the international title number one contendership match, gauntlet gimmick, whatever the hell that thing was, because that match didn't make any sense. Literally during that match, right? I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but I could have sworn on commentary they said we didn't even know this match was going to happen tonight. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I wanted to turn off the TV.
That's crazy, bro.
Like I wanted to turn the TV off, and I was like, you know what, I can't. I gotta finish the show and just let
What
this happen.
makes that funnier is if you see that match and to hear one of them say something like, "We didn't know this match was going to happen," and then the length of that match and the amount of people in it is insane. That's hilarious. By the way, if you look at the graphic for this show, that match isn't advertised. You had a match involving roughly 6 to 8 superstars, 6 to 8 wrestlers, and you don't think to put them on the preview, on the show preview, to figure out who's going to be a number one contender to one of your champions?
Yeah, you
I'm
know,
not understanding the logic here.
advertising the people that might have been in that match or saying, "Hey, we're having a gauntlet match with could be many mysterious wrestler," that could probably pique somebody's random interest and be like, "You know what? Maybe I might show up to the show because maybe one of my favorite wrestlers might show up during this match."
Mm-hmm.
Or not, you can just keep it off the card and just I guess.
But instead, let's have a surprise gauntlet match that's not actually a gauntlet match. It was more like a mini Royal Rumble that could only be won by pinfall. And I
Yeah,
honestly think this dude doesn't. I don't think Tony Khan has honestly truly ever been like the way he books this show makes me think like you didn't really grow up a wrestling fan. You became a wrestling fan as an adult. Like Tony's become a wrestler. He's been a wrestling fan probably since like 2014, 2015. Because I don't get the feeling that you have an understanding of how wrestling really is. Because it's like you couldn't have been a wrestling fan for the majority of your life and be this clueless as to how this business works. To miss so much on so many things, as far as simple shit, as far as like I don't know if I want to get more people here because at the end of the day, I'm trying. This is a business. I'm trying to make money. I need to sell my product to the masses, aka advertisements, aka putting your fucking workers on the fucking preview, dude. Commentary didn't seem to understand the rules of this match either. They low key seem to be just as confused as we were.
yeah, that seemed to be the case, honestly. And the people that were in this match, yeah, I know we're skipping around, but we had to start here because it was just annoying me. The people that were in this match: Kyle O'Reilly, Jay Lethal, Jay White, Will Ospreay, Pentagon, Dante Martin, and
The tall
Commander,
dude,
and Lance Archer. Why was Commander in this
yeah,
match?
8-man battle royal.
Bro, why was Battle Royal Gauntlet pinfall one person non-gauntlet style? I don't know, bro. This match was disgusting. Um, yeah, and as I'm watching it, I'm just like I see guys like Archer, Pentagon, Jay White, Osprey, Jay Lethal. Shoot, you know what? We'll even throw Kyle O'Reilly in there. I see guys that should be, using their talents and skill set more towards a main event esque title. Even if you want to put Kyle O'Reilly back in the mid card, that's fine. But I see these guys going towards more of a main title. And the first thing you do for these guys now, Jay White's been stuck in the trios gimmick for a while now, and the first belt now he's going for is a mid card. Well, one of 5 mid card belts that'll be shown on this TV screen.
Well,
And
from what I understand, everybody you just named has been a main champion at some point in time in a somewhat prominent or actually prominent like wrestling company. Everybody you just named. Jay White, former IWGP champion, same thing for Will Ospreay. Uh, Pentagon, he was the LU champion, and he's been He's probably been the main champion in AAA. I don't know. I'm not even finna pretend like I know what the fuck they do over there, but I'm pretty sure he has been. It's another company he was the main champion. He was the main champion for. Was it Major League?
It might
I
have
feel like he
been.
was the ML. I think he was the MLW champion at one point.
Jay
Kyle
Lethal.
O'Reilly has been ROH champion. Jay Lethal has been TNA champion. I don't know about Lance Archer, but I feel like he's probably been a main champion somewhere.
But yeah, I'm like, y'all got these
Either
dudes fighting over this miscellaneous here nigga they wrote.
one of three mid card titles. Get me started on that bullshit. It is I don't know what these people are doing, bro. I really truly don't get it. I don't.
Well, let's go back to where we were. After this, they show after the Swerve match. They show the recap of Daniel Bryan and Will Ostrich, and yeah. Again, people will be saying it's greatest match in AEW history. It's not. Don't let
I
the
don't even know
crowd.
where that came from. Talking about that's the best match in AEW history. That match wasn't the best. That wasn't even the best match on that card. There was at least two matches better. Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly was a better match, flat out. Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa was better to me. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of a bunch of flippy shit and dudes, no selling everything. Like Will Ospreay was on some ultimate warrior shit with the level of no selling he was doing. He was straight up on some Hogan warrior shit. Like the dude would refuse to sell anything. I'm sorry, I don't fuck with that type of wrestling. That if that appeases to you, that appeases you, that appeals to you. But listen, by all means, like what you like. But at the same time, you're not about to tell me that's good wrestling. It's not. That wasn't a great match. It was just okay.
Exactly. It was just okay. And speaking of okay, next up we get Mina Mina Shottingun versus Anna Jay. Um so Mina, last time we saw her,
Mina, Mina Sharingan is wild.
last time we saw Mina Akatsuki, she kissed Mariah May and they had a champagne toast or something like that. And yeah, that's kind of it. So now she's here doing a match with Anna Jay. Um, their match was okay. I don't know too much about Mina. You know, I don't really know too much about her. Commentary didn't really say much to put her over. Um, we know Anna Jay, former member of the Dark Order. She was really being built up as a high person in that group when they had it with Brody Lee. R.I.P. to my man's. Um,
RP to my dog.
yeah, but now they kind of just had her just all over the place, not doing much. But they have this match, and Mina gets a win via a very unique pin roll up esque kind of move, and it was kind of cool. And post match, Anna Jay attacks her and Mariah May before they can celebrate. And as she's choking out Mariah May, out comes Tony Storm for the save. Now, if I remember correctly, Tony Storm is a heel. So if Tony
She
Storm is a heel, then why the hell is she having a babyface run-in to save one of her members?
Yeah, I thought that was stupid too. Like Anna Jay, I feel like they have something there with her, but it's just like for whatever reason they're not doing anything with it. So they have her lose this meaningless ass match to this meaningless ass wrestler because we don't even know who the fuck she is. Because once again, they're counting on the. If you're watching this, you're probably some smart who knows who she is anyway because you consume any and all wrestling products. Well, no, everyone isn't like that. It's your job to sell me on this product. This is your product. I'm the customer. It's your job to sell me on that, not the other way around. So yeah, she lost a meaningless match to a meaningless wrestler. It was stupid. If I watch the product, I see Anna Jay. I don't see this broad. I don't know who the fuck she is. Then you got Tony making running saves when she's supposed to be a heel. It makes zero sense.
And then on top of that, you have it's like, all right, let's say you're going the route of saying, hey, guess what? I'm gonna make Tony a face out of nowhere. Okay, sure. It's dumb, but all right, sure. Maybe you're making Tony a face. Then why do you have backstage very? I think it's the very next segment or two segments after that. I feel like it's the very next segment. You have Thunder Rosa complain backstage of how Tony Storm
No,
cheated.
no, 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 no. Before you skipping some parts on this because that wasn't the end of it. After Tony made the save, while Tony's in the ring consoling her friend that she just made the save for, out comes Serena D.
Yes.
First off, where the fuck she been? Ain't seen her in forever. Number one. Number two, she does this weird shit by sitting on the steps next to the title instead of just holding the championship up.
She says she wants to be new, and unique, and the next time she holds that belt, she wants to be winning it.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. That was a bad call. Anywho, now we can get to Thunder Rosa.
But yeah, Thunder Rosa pretty much points out that Tony Storm cheated at the pay per view. So it's like even if you were gonna go on the route of saying you're trying to make her a face, you just had somebody else just point out that she's a heel. So I don't know what kind of backwards stuff you're doing here, Mr. Khan, but you're not conning me. That's for sure. Yeah, but after Thunder Rosa's interview, out comes Deanna Pizzeria to fuss with her backstage, and we don't care about that. We don't. Nobody cares. All right, fast forward. Hit the fast forward
Yeah,
button.
when Thunder Rosa started talking, this is around the time I went to check back in on guys' grocery games. That's when the lady was making the venison with the asparagus and the parsnip puree. Came out good too.
Did she win?
She did not, but her dish won that round.
That's nice. That's nice. We might need to do some guys' grocery games reviews. It's better than AEW. All right, let's see. Next up, we have the celebration of the new. Oh God! All right, bro. I'm trying. All
This,
right,
bro,
Willow Nightingale,
where's my,
Willow Nightingale,
bro? Where
and the Rodent, and Chris Kudo comes out, and they celebrate the new TBS champion. And as she's celebrating, out comes Sasha Monet, and Sasha Monet comes out and says she blames. She pretty much says she blames Willow Nightingale for her being injured and out for that long, and all this, and said she did it intentionally to injure her.
you
And
breaking up, brother?
oh, I am. Oh,
Hmm.
my bad. Sorry. So pretty much, she says that um, Sasha says to Willow that she's the reason. Pretty much, she insinuates it that she's the reason she was out for so long and has she intentionally injured her and all these things. And again, you bring her in, you bring most of these people in, and all of them are going all for the mid card belts. By the way, just want to point that out. And I'm just not like anything Sasha says. I'm just not invested in. It just doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound authentic. It's just not. It's as authentic and real as her hair.
Listen, so at this point, I was on the playoff game and guys' grocery games. So I did catch some of this though. Um, that crowd didn't give a fuck about Sasha when she first came out. I just want to point that out. Like that whole trying to be like, oh, she's so over. They was just chilling, sitting down. Like I didn't see any type of reaction whatsoever. Um, she comes to the ring, cuts a terrible promo. Um, which I'm not going to say exactly which division, but the division that I don't care for very much. Most of them aren't good talkers anyway, and she just so happens to be one of the worst. Um, Sasha just only really works as a heel, bro. And she's got to be like that real bitchy, like NXT version heel, like NXT version of herself as a heel to really get over because like she just don't work as a face, number one. And it's just like I don't know, like I to me she made a mistake. She should have just found a way to get back cool with WWE, stay her ass there, because she just looks so out of place here. Like she just flat out does not look like she belongs in the AEW. Like they could probably actually use this to play to her character, but the moment she showed up in there, it's just like, okay, clearly she's somewhere she ain't supposed to be. Like she gave me not even a kayfabe, a non-kayfabe feel of like somebody that's got a lot of money that ain't supposed to be in this place or around these type of people. Like she seemed like she would wipe shit off before she sat down type shit, and she would still have something to sit down on. Like she's not gonna deal with the peasants here. And if anything, they should make that a part of her character and really truly heal that shit up. Have her antagonize the crowd like, yeah, like I'm here to make this shit better because it's been trash without me. It'll be trash whenever I decide to leave too. Have her say that shit, even if she ain't leaving. But she got to really tap into that really real deep heel bag. Her physical presentation is great. Like neck down, Sasha is she looked great. She's got a cute face. It's just that fucking hair is ridiculous. It'll never not be ridiculous. But overall, her presentation is good. It's just she's just not a good talker. She, unless she's really getting in deep into her heel bag. Uh, I just don't give a fuck about Willow fat ass. Like she don't matter for real. Like I know some people are high on her. I don't give a fuck about her. Like I really don't.
Hey, Kudo, tell us why Willow
Like she
is
just
like
seems
top
like a
tier.
big goofy chick to me. Like I don't take her seriously at all. She doesn't seem like a threat for real. She's just there.
You see, Kudo don't even love her.
And then with Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway being there, that was just weird because I never really understood them being there. And this I gotta say this too as a side note. Faces having managers is weird. I've always kind of felt that, like, especially if it's a situation where it's just like Either the person can talk and don't even need a manager, or if it's like if it's not like their significant other, like faces having managers is just weird to me. It's always kind of been weird. That's why you don't really see a whole lot of faces with a manager.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, can it work? Yeah, but how many times have you actually seen it work?
Well, to be fair, okay, it hasn't. All right. Kudo. Kudo. Uh, what would you say about Willow Nightingale that would put her over to us, or for the people that don't know anything about her?
Asking him about Willow is hilarious.
What do you mean?
As a
Why would I convince y'all? I shouldn't have to convince y'all. Y'all have y'all's own opinion. I have my own opinion.
No, it's very true. But let's just say we were new fans of the product, or new fans out there, and they see Willow Nightingale celebration. What should they know about her? Because they didn't really do much in this promo to really like sell her as anything.
You're asking me to why. You're asking me why about this celebration. Like I watched it.
Listen, all I'm saying is sell us in like a couple words on Willow Nightingale.
Are you a Willow Nightingale fan? Let's start with that.
Yes,
Why?
she's a great wrestler. I've seen her matches outside of AEW. Like I've seen the match with Mercedes. I've seen matches with her outside of what we see on TV. I'm a fan of her.
Now,
All right,
don't get me wrong. I've seen her matches outside too. You know, I've seen the match with Ember Moon and ROH, and saw a couple things like she's like, you know, she's good. It's just character wise, I'm just not all that sold. And maybe that's just AEW being garbage, but I'm just not really sold. And I needed something that could drive the force here, because if what they have in this promo, they had Sasha acting like a victim here. Now I know she's supposed to be more in the heelish route, but it's weird how they have her doing this mix of face and heel, and it's just not working.
it's not.
That's
That's why,
booking.
that's why I said they gotta really lean into the heel, like super heel Sasha when she was going against Bailey type shit.
Well,
Because it's just like,
the whole storyline is fucking weird because we don't know if we're supposed to cheer for Mercedes or not. They didn't make that clear of what they haven't made it clear of what she is. We all
yeah,
know that we all know Willow is a face, but we don't know what the fuck Mercedes is. So you can't really go forward and do what you're supposed to do without setting up that dynamic. And AEW misses the fucking boat. Like if Sasha Mercedes, whatever the fuck you want to call her, if she came in as a face, you stick to that. She comes in as a heel, you stick to that. But you're bringing her in against Willow, and like it's just my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about it. She's a beloved ass babyface. So granted, people are gonna want to side with her, but then they're also gonna be like, well, you know, Mercedes is the new hot thing in the division. So it's like you have to make that choice of what you want Mercedes to be.
Wise words spoken by Kill 'em Cruz Kudo. Wise words.
Stop saying that shit.
that's crazy.
All right,
But
let's see. Next up,
dog,
we get Lionheart, Chris Jericho, or the
All
Learning Tree,
right,
Chris
I'm
Jericho.
out.
We get the new moniker, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho comes out with his new FTW belt, and he says FTW stands for something else. I did not hear what he said it stood for. I kind of no sold it. But he said it stands for something specific now. Don't know what that means at all. Um, and then out comes what's that dude name? Big Cass. Yeah, out comes
Big
Big Cass.
Cass.
Out comes Big Cass. Gets in the ring, starts talking slow like he normally does because he has one brain cell and he needs Enzo to speak for him still. And he pretty much says that he wants to learn under Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree and all that. That's pretty much the gist of that segment. Um, yeah, that's the gist of that segment. And then backstage, uh, it shows Shibata, who they have him using Google Translate to talk on the mic, which is probably the dumbest thing I've seen in my entire life. I hate you, Tony Khan. I hope you get hit by a bus. Plain and simple. Like, you got this god wrestler using Google Translate for promos. Google Translate.
I've never been into the whole comedy side shit when it comes to the wrestling anyway. So it's just like, especially when it's stupid, like when it's clownish type shit. If it's legit funny, all right, cool, I'll roll. But when it's clown shit like this, I'm like, yeah, y'all can fuck off.
Yeah, bro. I'm not with it, bro. I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. That's why I'm moving smooth past this segment, and we go into the uh that gauntlet match thingy that we talked about earlier. Yeah, it was a weird gauntlet, not a gauntlet, battle royal kind of thing. It was weird. Match was weird as
Will
hell.
Ospreay won,
Yeah,
so on and so forth.
Yeah, Billy won, got the W. He had inner turmoil uh, before the end of the match because he was gonna hit his move, the '97 gimmick, but he told himself post interview that he wasn't gonna stop using it because of what happened to Brian in the match, so he didn't use it, and then yada yada. But then Don Callis is backstage and tells him, "Hey, bruh, next time use that move because we gotta kill niggas and win matches." So yeah, um, yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, that's it with that.
Don Callis is the worst fucking manager in wrestling history.
I ain't gonna
He
say
don't
that.
need to be on TV, and he fucking sucks. No, I'm saying it. I'm not asking for a cosign. I don't give a shit. I'm saying this straight up and down. Like I don't need a cosign. He's fucking terrible. He's pointless as fuck. He serves no purpose. The whole point of a manager is to like truly like really get heel heat. Like I think people are misunderstanding heel heat and go away heat. Like he doesn't get heel heat on his wrestlers. He just gets go away heat. Like I don't. Why are you out here? Go away. Like they hate him. They don't hate the wrestlers he's supposed to be a manager for. This is not the purpose of the manager. You're supposed to hate the wrestler, not the manager. You're supposed to hate them both as a unit, but primarily the wrestler. The whole job is to get that wrestler over as a heel. I just hate him. Like, yo, get the fuck off the TV. You're serving no purpose. Not one person has he been able to that I've seen. He's he been able to successfully get real heat on. You just hate his ass. Then it's not making any sense to me either because it's just like, so are there supposed to be a whole heel stable where he just got a bunch of random ass wrestlers he's a manager for? Like, there's no type of like camaraderie or a sense of actual team with the people he's managed. It's just a bunch of random ass people he keeps coming to the ring with. That's fucking weird. Get him off my TV, bro. Fuck Don Callis. We can go for it. I just had to get that ran off.
Understandable. I don't really feel the same way. Yeah, he's not great at all, but like the worst manager in this entire business is definitely Smart Mark Sterling, or even if you want to use what's that dude name, Alex Marvez or something like that. He the dude that be coming out with all the Mexicans with the mask. He just shows up in gloves and just be, yeah, I hate that dude with a passion. Um, yeah.
I've
So
never heard of either one of these people.
yeah, well, it's a good thing you haven't. All right. Next up, we get the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, John Moxley against Powerhouse Hobbs. Um, yeah, it's for the IWGP World Heavyweight Title, and uh, it's a John Moxley match, so it pretty much went how you think it probably would have went, minus the blood, and yeah, Hobbs gets choked out, and Moxley retains. Moxley's one of those all right wrestlers. I was never really like hyped or huge on him. Um, he's all right. I'm surprised he won the IWGP belt. So hey, well, if he's champion, he's champion. Nothing we can do about it. Uh, but yeah, he wins, and then out comes Takeshita at the top of the ramp, and looks like that's gonna be Mox's next opponent. So look forward to that, I guess. Before this match, they had a backstage segment where it showed Jack Perry and the Bucks go into Tony Khan's office, and they said later on tonight, Jack Perry will be face to face with Tony Khan. So now we're at the end point of the show. Jack Perry comes out. Out comes Tony Khan. Fast forward through Jack Perry trying to be nice to everybody, and yeah, long story short, Jack Perry punches Tony Khan in the face, and then the Bucks hit that nigga with a finisher, and then they raise their arms in the air as Tony Khan lays dead in the ring, and as all the wrestlers come out there to look at Tony Khan, and then Tony Khan's dad comes out there looking for rent, and the show goes off air. So I guess they're going to be in some kind of weird storyline with Tony Khan, even though I think Tony Khan said he was not going to be on screen with storylines, but he decided, well, let me pop a view and get some views up, so let me try to add myself in here. Now, normally anything involving Tony Khan in that spot right there would have been cool had it not involved the Bucks, Jack Perry, and the rest of them niggas, but it does, so it's not. And yeah, it's just they try to book a story. Think about this: the whole entire night, you finally get some kind of story to go somewhere, and it involves these niggas, the least important people that we care about. I just can't, bro.
The whole shit was a total and complete clusterfuck, plain and simple. Because how in the fuck? First of all, it makes zero sense because see, this, regardless of what they're going to try to push, this shit revolves around CM Punk. He is the key component in this story. He would be the only piece that would be involved that could actually make it make sense. And he's not there because he works for the other company. So trying to make a storyline out of this is the first idiot move. No, scratch that. The first idiot move would be to show this footage, which dug you in a hole, which you've been lying to yourself and saying, oh, it was, it was a good thing. It got us ratings pop. And it's just, no, it didn't. What you did was dig yourself in the hole that you're now trying to dig yourself out of. And if anything, you're just making the hole deeper because this shit is stupid and it makes zero sense. Okay, you're trying to book Jack Perry as this rebel badass, but it's just like, never mind the fact you just showed him on camera in real life getting him the fuck up by somebody and treated like a child as a grown man. A situation that everybody knows was also avoidable. and then you try to book yourself, knowing that you're a part of this on the Jack Perry side, on the Buck side, as the villains in this story for real. You book yourself as a face authority character. Okay, Tony. All right. Put the fucking cocaine down. Because you clearly are on drugs.
Or at least share the cocaine with other people.
This is beyond stupid. Like, the storyline would make sense if you kept Punk and did this with Punk. You could have had you could have literally spun this to the point you could have had your very own Austin versus McMahon type of deal. But no, you fire Punk and you're left with nothing. But then you try to make a storyline of this 10 months later after the fact. It's just like, no one cares now. And the main component of the story is gone. So you don't have a story. Jack Perry gets his get back from what? The person he would need to get his get back with is the motherfucker who was choking his ass up. Now you booking this stupid ass storyline that makes zero sense, has no support behind it whatsoever. Nobody gives a fuck about any of this. Why? Because you couldn't handle business like a man and put your foot down and make people like you literally could have told the Bucks it's like either you work with them or you don't work at all. It's your company. You're in charge. But you're such a pussy and you're worried about what these dudes think for real. What are they gonna say? Or we're gonna quit and go where? Where were they gonna go? First of all, newsflash, they ain't the only place they're gonna get any type of reaction for real is AEW. Because the rest of the world is fucking tired of it. So they couldn't have made those type of threats. Jack Perry was, is, and will forever be a fucking nobody. He will forever be just Luke Perry's son. I didn't even know Luke Perry had a fucking kid until he died, and one of y'all niggas told me that this was Luke Perry's son. But
Well,
trying to promote Jack Perry as a badass, knowing that this is Luke Perry's son, is fucking insane. Also, the fact that Jack Perry is like 5'4" and 115 pounds. He's smaller than Sasha Banks, and I'm supposed to believe he's tough. Get the fuck out of here.
he might have gained like 2 pounds with the beard.
Oh, he's a tough guy now because he has a beard. You know who else got a beard? Salty Santana. The fuck out of here with this foolishness. Sick of AEW. I'm never watching this shit again.
Oh man, that was hilarious. Well, you hear it here first, folks. We will not be
I tried
watching.
to tell you.
We will
Tried to
not
tell
be.
you.
Hey man, you did try to tell us. And listen, we again. I was just like, you know what? Maybe after that pay per view, maybe Tony Khan will snort enough coke that he'll make this show good. And it wasn't. So it just never will be good. I was supposed to do a video. Haven't done it yet. That's on me. I'm supposed to do a video on 5 ways AEW can fix themselves. It's just like I don't care enough about AEW for me to do that now. But I still might end up doing it in the future. I'll still might end up doing it. Let's see. So the draft is on Friday. And I don't know if y'all feel like doing a WWE draft, mock draft kind of business tomorrow. or unless you feel like doing the NFL draft tomorrow.
Well, we can do the WWE draft tomorrow because hell, it's too late for the NFL mock draft. The actual draft is tomorrow.
That is true. Okay. Well, then we'll do the WWE draft tomorrow. I'm not sure what time the NFL draft starts, but I'll
It typically starts at 8.
Okay, cool. Then at 7 we'll get the WWE draft out the way, and then I'll transition into a Cowboys live draft gimmick for the channel. But yeah, that was AEW Dynamite on April 24th, 2024. This is the last time we will be reviewing AEW because this show is horrendous. With that being said, the MVPs are out.
Peace.
You must be sleeping under a rock or something.